everyone. Welcome. My name is Chanel Bullock. I am your relationship coach for single women who are ready to find the love that they deserve, their soulmate. And today I really wanted to talk about something that is really, really important, and it's dating red flags. Things that you should be aware of when you start to date someone, or if you're currently in a relationship, things that you need to really examine to make sure that this is a relationship for you. This is a relationship that's going to keep you happy, healthy, and fulfilled. So before we get started, I wanted to give some of my new subscribers some background about myself. I am a relationship coach and a licensed social worker, and I've done a variety of different counseling techniques for families and couples and, you know, married people. And, I started in this field because I myself, was dating a lot of emotionally unavailable, men. And it got really frustrating. And so I took the time, did some soul searching, did some work, and I was able to find the love of my life, my soulmate. And, using my counseling background and coaching background, I decided to help single professional women who just need a little extra push, need a cheerleader during these times of dating, which can be really frustrating. It can be rewarding at the same time, but very frustrating. So I really want to help you to date smarter, to date more effectively, and to not invest your time in people that don't deserve your time. So let's talk about red flags. So just to start off, again, red flags are like signs, that come up with a person. You feel in your gut. You might feel it in, your brain might tell you, and maybe your heart, that something's not right about this person. Maybe they're too good to be true, or there's just certain things about them that you're like, it just doesn't align with me. And what I found, not for all, but for some women, including myself, I have ignored some. You get that chemistry with someone, you meet someone, you're like, finally, yes, I meet someone, he looks physically what I want him to look. He might have majority of the personality, and that chemistry is there. That lust is there. And so then, certain little things, to decide, like, come up in the relationship through your dating, through your conversations, and you're just like, something's not sitting well. But sometimes that chemistry, that lust kind of makes you want to ignore the other things. And it's just common for us when we first start a relationship. Everyone's marketing themselves in the best way. They're not trying to show you always the real them, or all the, some of the things that are happening in your lives that they might not be most proud of. And for the most part, it's okay. We expect that. But when there's certain things that are really like some glaring red flags that you're just like, whoa, it's really time to examine that. And so, I've read so many articles, I've experienced, so many things about red flags and, identifying some of them and some of my potential partners. And what I could tell you first off is, and what I encourage all the women that I work with, is to really be able to understand what your needs and what your wants are. And then also know what your non-negotiables are. And when I say your needs and your wants, those are things that can be compromised if you need them to be. Maybe that person is like 90% of what you're looking for, and the last 10%, even the last 20% is something that you can compromise on, right? So there's some fluidity in that. But then there's your non-negotiables. And I can tell you just for myself, I needed someone that was family oriented, that treated their family with respect, treated their partner with respect, no abuse, no emotional, physical, no abuse at all. There were just certain things that I just was like, no, I needed someone that, wasn't too, cocky. I like confident. I like humble. There's like a happy medium, but someone that just felt like they knew it all and was just like demeaning doesn't sit well with me. So those are some things that are on my non-negotiables that I was like, oh, if I see it, it's not happening. However, everyone's non-negotiables are different. Some people, they don't really care about family. So if you meet someone and they're not family oriented and you're not family oriented, then that doesn't have to be a red flag. But there are some major ones that I feel are abuse, making sure that they're not, talking down to you or making you feel less of a person, just being able to be in a happy, healthy relationship. And that's something I work with my clients to really understand and paint that picture of what a happy, healthy relationship looks like. But let me give you some wonderful tips on how to identify some of these red flags. I've met some cute guys. I've met a model. He looked like Shamar Moore. Oh my gosh. I almost fell over. I almost said to myself, to hell with my non-negotiables. But then I realized my non-negotiables are there for a reason. So even if my boo-boo Denzel, sorry to my soulmate, even if my boo-boo Denzel walked in right now and he had things on my non-negotiable list, I'm going to have to say, bye-bye, Denzel. I appreciate you, but it's not going to happen. So again, just everyone's different, but there are some common things that you shouldn't ever tolerate abuse or certain things. So you meet a guy, you're out, you're talking to him. One of the things is that I tell you is to really observe his actions versus his words, because anyone can spit a good game. And one thing about myself, I'm a great observer. So I really try to make sure that what they're saying matches their actions, right? And also, if you feel like you're talking yourself in a relationship, like if you feel like you're like, oh, well, this guy, he doesn't have any of the qualities I want, but there's not a lot of guys who are 6 foot, have a good job, but there's just something about the way that he treats people. I went out to dinner with him and he was so disrespectful to the waiter. Okay, pause. If you have to talk yourself into a relationship, especially some of those negative things that you're kind of ignoring, then you really need to pause and be able to look at that and say, maybe it's not the best. Talk to your friends, talk to a professional, and really be able to figure out, like, you need like maybe another person's eyes and ears to figure out that. But don't ever feel like you have to talk yourself into a relationship. Make sure you're doing it for the right reasons. Don't try to rescue someone. If you want someone who's financially stable, but then you keep on attracting these needy men, and you keep on paying for stuff and you end up being a sugar mama, then you might have to think that over and also look inside yourself to be like, why am I attracting that type of person? And no, you are not going to be the savior. You are supposed to be interdependent in a relationship. Both of you bring something to the table. So really watch that. You should also look at some of the danger signs, some of those things I said universally, you probably don't want in a happy, healthy relationship, which are some of the danger signs. And that includes if they're getting really angry or blaming and there's rage, especially in the beginning of a relationship, that's a sign that it might be an abusive relationship. This person, definitely, if you're looking for a happy, healthy relationship, is not going to be the one for you. If he can't take responsibilities for even the smallest things and the big things, say he's late all the time and you're someone who's punctual and he doesn't call, he doesn't, say anything, acknowledge, then when you bring it up to him, he's like, oh, it was traffic, or it was this every day, every time is an excuse, then I would think that that's another danger sign, not taking responsibility. Really impulsive and irresponsible. We're not here, as women, we're not here to train a man. Maybe teach him how to love us, but not to train him like he's our son. So really be careful of that, because you don't want to end up being his mother. You are his woman and not his mother, especially for us single professional women. We don't have time for the BS. So no, don't be his mother. If you find that you're doing that, think about it. Look at if he's talking about his ex, like all the conversation, especially the first date. That's so taboo. Don't talk about your ex. Men, if you're watching this, don't talk about your ex. Women, if you're watching this, don't talk about your ex. No one wants to be compared to your past relationship. Yes, it's good to, after a couple of dates, maybe acknowledge, how their relationship history looked like, but you don't need the nitty gritty details. You don't want someone who's still trying to get over that person, because how he's going to make room to love you, right? So, perfect. Don't do it. If he's talking about his ex, and he's really, really sad and needs healing, run the other way. If he's married, I find a lot of women, they get approached by a lot of married men, still trying to figure out what it is, but there's some, men that are married, and it's really up to you to say, like, a marriage is sacred and not to get into a relationship. And if we even put away the marriage is sacred, if you want him to fully commit to you, if you want to be in a happy, healthy relationship, it's not going to work, because he's giving his love, his heart, his finances to someone else, and most likely he's not going to leave. So you're going to end up being the other woman and attracting drama in your life. So really stay away from that. If he has some addictive qualities, we're all social drinkers. I've done my fair drinking of wine or whatever, but it's social drinking. If he's having, multiple drinks a day, if he's having drinks in the afternoon, on a regular basis, or, he's neglecting work, like the substance or alcohol abuse is debilitating and he's not functioning in society, run away. Yes, we're all helpers. I myself is a healer, but I don't want to be in a relationship like that. I don't want to be in a codependent relationship. No, run away, please. Okay, get him some help, refer him to someone, but that's not the relationship that's going to get you a happy, healthy relationship. Okay. Another red flags is, I'm a very positive person. I have a good outlook. Some of us are optimistic, some of us are realist, but people that are really pessimistic, they have a really negative outlook on life. They might be a little depressed. Social work background is coming in. I'm pretty sure I assess people on a regular basis. But just for someone like you out there, if he's really just negative and pessimistic and it's continuous, it's consecutive, then no, he might need some treatment, not a lady. Because most people that are depressed or really just have a negative outlook on life, they can't bring in a happy, healthy relationship. Does he have integrity? Is he a man of his word? For me, that is a non-negotiable. You have to be a man of your word. You have to be honest. Trust and communication is so big in a relationship, and most times it's a common deal breaker. Even of happy, healthy relationships that start out that way, if you don't have that trust, oh my gosh, it's going to be hard to maintain that. So really, look into that. And my all-time favorite, emotional roller coasters. And this goes for single women, and this goes for women that are in a relationship. If it goes high and low, it's one ride after another of emotions, you make up to break up, you really need to think about why. Figure out the reason. And if it's not something that can be worked out, then I would avoid it. Because that's just going to be putting too much emotional investment and having a low return. Meaning, you're going to be investing your emotions. And as women, we invest our emotions and our time. And then when that ride is over, what do we have left? So really, really, really think about that. If you feel like, he's going down the path of being, you guys are going down the path of emotional roller coaster. So if any of you want, and I'll have my, my email address listed, to have a worksheet from Conscious Dating. It's a checklist of red flags. If you want that, you can definitely email me directly, and I'll be able to provide that to you, because it's very important. I think that as women, again, we are professional, we are driven, we are motivated, we've invested so much time in our career and in others. Why not date smarter? Why not invest in our dating habits, our mindsets, in dating and relationships, and really make some more happy, healthy, fulfilling relationships instead of just waiting for magic to happen. Let's be more intentional. Let's have a clear vision. Let's know what to expect. So, thank you for being a part of this relationship a series advice. I will be conducting one at least once a week on some really juicy topics about relationships and dating, and I hope you stay tuned. So, have a wonderful evening.